In the peaceful green hills of the Shire, nestled within Middle-earth, hobbits lived contentedly, far removed from the dangers and intrigues of the wider world. The Shire's inhabitants, like Frodo Baggins, led simple lives filled with gardening, feasts, and gatherings. But this calm life concealed a powerful secret. Long ago, a dark relic of immense power was created, a ring that could dominate all life. It was known as the One Ring, forged by Sauron, the Dark Lord, to bring all beings under his rule. For ages, the One Ring lay hidden, lost to time, and believed to be forgotten. Yet fate brought it into the possession of Bilbo Baggins, Frodo's uncle, during an adventure years before. When Bilbo retired, he passed the ring down to Frodo without fully understanding the danger it held. Frodo was unaware of the ring's history until Gandalf the Grey, a wise and powerful wizard, uncovered its identity and warned of its dangers. Sauron's spirit had endured, and he was now searching for his lost ring to rebuild his dark empire. To stop him, the ring needed to be destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom, the volcanic heart of Sauron's stronghold, Mordor. With the weight of the world suddenly on his shoulders, Frodo accepted the daunting task of carrying the ring to safety. He was joined by his loyal friend and gardener, Samwise Gamgee, who promised to protect Frodo through thick and thin. Frodo's closest friends, Merry and Pippin, also insisted on coming along, joining the journey without fully understanding its peril. Together, the four hobbits set off, leaving behind the safety of the Shire. As they ventured beyond the familiar hills, they soon realized how dangerous the road could be. Dark, cloaked figures called the Ringwraiths, former kings corrupted by Sauron's influence, pursued them relentlessly, drawn to the ring's power. These terrifying creatures nearly captured Frodo, but the group received help from Aragorn, a mysterious ranger with exceptional skills in survival and combat. With Aragorn's guidance, they managed to escape and reach Rivendell, an elven sanctuary protected by the wisdom and magic of the elves. In Rivendell, a council gathered to decide the fate of the ring. Elves, dwarves, men, and hobbits, representatives of every free people, convened to form a plan to keep the ring from Sauron's grasp. They determined that only by destroying the ring in the fires of Mount Doom could Sauron be defeated. But this mission was too dangerous for any one person. So, the Fellowship of the Ring was formed, a band of 9 members chosen to represent the various peoples of Middle-earth. Alongside Frodo and his friends were Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas the elf, Gimli the dwarf, and Boromir, a nobleman from Gondor. Together, they set out, bound by their common purpose and the growing threat of Sauron's armies. Their journey was fraught with trials that tested their loyalty and resilience. First, they braved the icy slopes of the Misty Mountains, only to be forced to take a more dangerous route through the dark and treacherous mines of Moria. Once a great kingdom of dwarves, Moria had become a shadowy tomb filled with orcs and worse. Deep within its darkness, they encountered a Balrog, a massive creature of fire and shadow. In a desperate attempt to save his companions, Gandalf faced the Balrog, sacrificing himself so the others could escape. The Fellowship emerged from Moria, heartbroken and without their trusted leader. Seeking guidance and rest, the remaining members of the Fellowship journeyed to Lothlorien, an enchanted forest realm ruled by Lady Galadriel, a wise and powerful elf. In her presence, they found a temporary peace, and each member received gifts meant to aid them on their path. Yet, Galadriel also offered words of caution, especially to Frodo, who bore the heaviest burden. The ring's power was dangerous, not only because of its allure, but because it fed on the fears and desires of those around it. Despite their bond, the Fellowship began to feel the strain of the journey, and tensions arose. Boromir, who came from Gondor, a kingdom desperately fighting Sauron's forces, felt the ring's influence more acutely. He was tempted by the idea of using the ring's power to protect his people, believing it could turn the tide in Gondor's favor. When they stopped near the waterfalls of Amenhen, Boromir finally succumbed to the ring's influence and tried to take it from Frodo. Terrified and realizing the danger the ring posed even to his friends, Frodo decided to leave the Fellowship and continue to Mordor alone. But Sam, loyal beyond measure, followed Frodo, vowing to help him carry the burden to the end. Meanwhile, Merry and Pippin were captured by Saruman's orcs, who served another dark power. Saruman, a powerful wizard, had once been Gandalf's ally, but he had since fallen under Sauron's sway, seeking the ring for himself. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli chased the orcs, determined to rescue Merry and Pippin, whose fate now seemed uncertain. The two hobbits managed to escape into Fangorn Forest, where they encountered the Ents, giant tree-like beings who were ancient protectors of the forest. With Merry and Pippin's urging, the Ents rose against Saruman, attacking his fortress, Isengard, and cutting off one of Sauron's key allies. In the kingdom of Rohan, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli found a land under siege. Saruman's forces had been waging war on Rohan, spreading fear and chaos. With Aragorn's leadership and Gandalf's unexpected return as Gandalf the White, the people of Rohan rallied for the epic battle of Helm's Deep. Despite the overwhelming numbers of Saruman's army, they fought bravely, defending their people against seemingly impossible odds. With Gandalf's arrival, hope was renewed, and Rohan triumphed, strengthening the alliance against Sauron. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam continued their journey, now guided by Gollum, a creature who once possessed the ring and had been warped by its influence. Sam mistrusted Gollum, but Frodo, recognizing the toll the ring had taken on Gollum, showed compassion. Gollum was torn between helping Frodo and reclaiming the ring, and his inner conflict grew as they neared Mordor. While Frodo and Sam struggled onward, Sauron's forces launched an assault on Gondor's capital, Minas Tirith. The city faced immense danger as orcs and other monstrous creatures laid siege to its walls. Aragorn, embracing his destiny as the true king, led reinforcements from Rohan to the aid of Gondor. In a final desperate battle, the combined forces of men held off Sauron's armies, even as the city teetered on the brink of destruction. To draw Sauron's attention away from Frodo, Aragorn led an army to the Black Gate, challenging Sauron's power directly. In the shadow of Mount Doom, Frodo and Sam pressed on, their bodies weak and minds strained by exhaustion and the ring's growing influence. At last, they reached the fiery chasm where the ring could be destroyed. But here, in the heart of its origin, the ring's power was at its strongest. Frodo, unable to resist, claimed the ring for himself, nearly losing his soul to its darkness. At that moment, Gollum attacked, reclaiming the ring he had longed for. In his elation, Gollum stumbled, falling into the fiery depths, taking the ring with him. The ring was destroyed, and with it, Sauron's power crumbled. His armies fell, his dark fortress collapsed, and the shadow that had loomed over Middle-earth was finally lifted. The world celebrated as peace returned. Aragorn was crowned king, promising to lead with wisdom and unity. The hobbits returned to the Shire, where life resumed its familiar rhythm. Yet, for Frodo, the scars of his journey ran too deep. Haunted by memories and pain, he eventually sailed to the Undying Lands, with Gandalf and the elves, seeking peace beyond Middle-earth. Sam, who had stood by Frodo through every trial, returned to his life, marrying and raising a family, passing on stories of the great deeds he and Frodo had undertaken. The legacy of their journey lived on, a story of friendship, courage, and sacrifice that would inspire the people of Middle-earth for generations to come. Through their unbreakable bonds and unwavering determination, they had preserved the light against the darkness, ensuring that peace and hope would endure in their world.